This is Locked On BC. AJ Black. I am on fire today. I don't know where this energy is coming from, but I am so excited to talk to all of you. This is we're doing 3 days a week right now, but we're getting closer and closer to college football season, and I'm really excited to get back into hopefully a better season than we had last year. If you have not done so already, subscribe and hit lock. Wherever you get your podcast. If you're listening to this on YouTube, and there's a ton of you listening right now, hit the like button. It does help us in the algorithms, and I hope you recommend us to friends. So, basketball time. BC basketball announced they haven't announced it, but the other team did. There was an announcement of a new series that's going to come out between BC and another school in out-of-conference play in basketball. And it was a team that I haven't seen BC play ever because they haven't. And it's the Citadel, located in Charleston, South Carolina. And first you look at that and you say to yourself, why the heck is BC playing Citadel? They were Ken Palm near the bottom of the country last year. They're nowhere near Boston College. They're not a team with any past success. What's going on here? Well, the answer is staring right in your face. If you're on YouTube, it's Earl Grant. Earl Grant was an assistant there. This is maybe, a kind of a give back to his school, and a trip to South Carolina is not the worst part of this, because the weirder part of this story is when you play in college basketball, it's not like college football where you have like a 1-1 or even a 2-1, where maybe you play at a lower conference team twice at your home and once in theirs. This is a 2-1 in college basketball. College basketball is usually the bigger conference team gets all the home games. You don't ever see BC and UNH play at UNH. You never see BC and Holy Cross play at Holy Cross. But this one, BC is going to travel to Citadel in Charleston this year on November 10th. They've already set the date. That's interesting. And honestly, I don't mind it, especially if BC isn't paying $3 million or whatever the obscene amount of money it is to host those games. Maybe that's a different way to look at this, right? Instead of paying to wipe the floor with some of these teams at home, or that's what you're supposed to be doing, right? I'm not saying BC is going to do that. You save that money for other things like paying your staff and stuff like that. And then maybe now and then you go and play someplace else. Fine with me. 3 less games where you have 600 people in the stands doesn't really matter that much. Maybe it's a different way of looking at, the economics of college basketball. But so honestly, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with playing Citadel. Is it a game that's going to excite the fan base? No. Is it anything that's special? No. But this goes back to a bigger point, and this is something that keeps coming up over and over again whenever BC announces a game against Richmond, a game against St. John's, a game against Citadel. Why aren't the Eagles playing UMass? Why? And I don't know the details of why these games are not happening, but I can tell you this: BC basketball needs to play UMass. If you're down to a game between Citadel or UMass, you play UMass every day, including Sunday. Because at least when you play the Minutemen, there's some interest there. It was I don't even remember when the last game was. It feels like it's been a decade. It probably has been a decade since BC used to have those, Battle of the Commonwealth, where they would play sometimes at TD Garden. They play, at Conti. They play at UMass. Play those games again. At least you get fans in the door. There's going to be excitement for those games just because it's a local matchup. I have nothing. I don't care about UMass basketball, but I do care about exciting games. I get much more excited about seeing a BC and UMass game than I would see BC and Stonehill or BC and UNH or whatever, right? So I think I've said this on a past episode. I really wish BC would focus more on the local teams for their out-of-conference schedule. And there may be things behind the scenes I don't know about, but I'm just telling you my thoughts, right? There are so many talented basketball teams in multiple conferences around the New England area that BC could play that are much more engaging than, some of the teams they played in the past, like South Florida, or, they play some of these mindless out of conference games. It's just, they don't mean anything. And yeah, I get it. You want to travel, but Have you watched what their schedules look like during seasons because of classes? Yeah, they get to go to South Carolina, but a lot of times it's go to South Carolina, practice, play the game, maybe sleep over, practice again, play the game, and leave. They get a little time, but it's not like that big of a deal for those types of trips. Like during, obviously like those multi-team, visits, like where they went to the Virgin Islands, those are big. But some of these mid-season games, they're not. They're traveling so much, they're not going to have time to see the sights. So at the end, BC needs to play UMass. I think that is, one I would love to see. Harvard would be another one. Honestly, Northeastern or BU. Yeah. Like get some of these and rotate them in. You don't have to play UMass every year, but a game against Harvard one year, a game against UMass, a game against Lowell, mix it up. Don't just, it feels like you're playing the I don't want to call them the cream puffs because BC loses to them a lot, but like the Holy Crosses, the Stonehills. This year it's Central Connecticut and Holy Cross. Mix it up. Get some of these other teams that have some talent on the schedule. I think it's good for college basketball. It's good for Boston College. It's good for New England sports. That's my thoughts. I don't know what you guys think about it, but you can hit me up in the comments. All right, folks, I am going to head out. Thank you all so much for listening. Follow me on Twitter at AJBlack247. And if you are not already, become a subscriber on Eagle Insider. It's 50% off for the next couple days. I see a ton of you have been signing up. We've been breaking records, and I want you to be there too. Get in. It's $53 for the entire year. 12 months of BC news and scoops. I've been scooping everybody. Get over there. $53. Sign up now. I hope to see you over there. Take care, everyone. We'll see you again soon.